Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at the lovely stamp set To the Moon. I really love this. You've got Enjoy This New Phase of Life and you've got all the phases of the moon. You've got Love You to the Moon and Back. You've got More Than the Stars in the Sky, a congratulation, Always Reach for the Stars. You've got Pretty Stars in various different shapes. You've got a moon and you've got a lovely planet, and then you've got a constellation. And it's a really pretty stamp set. Also really good when you're looking for masculine cards, and you can find it on page 102 in the new catalogue. And it's only £16. You get 12 photopolymer stamps and, as I say, £16, so it's a really good price point. And I thought I would show you two different cards with this stamp set today, because they're quite simple, quite easy, but I think they're really beautiful. So we're going to start with doing a background, and I'm using Misty Moonlight. So we're going to take Misty Moonlight. Now I've already put my cardstock down, and the easiest way to mark it is to count the, with the grid paper, count the grids down. So I'm doing 4 grids down and 4 grids up, and I've just tacked it down with some tape, and I'm using our blending brushes because I think that they will give a nice look. So we'll take it from off the side, and we're literally just going to blend this down. So working your way through, do it quite lightly to start off with and then build it up as you go, because it's quite a dark colour, so you need to just work it round and not press too hard. There's always the you want to do it quickly, and you want to do it so you're pressing hard because you want to cover the colour, but you will find by doing that you're more likely to get blobs. So I tend to just work from the outside and blend your way in, and you can build it up as you go. So I am holding the paper down a little bit because I've only tacked it on both sides, but I'm literally just building it up as we go. Take it from the outside and then building it in, and then working from the bottom, and again just building it up. And as I say, you can do it as dark or as light as you want. I'm doing it sort of mid-tone, so the darker you do, the more it'll come up, but as you keep blending it through, you'll get a darker colour. And it doesn't matter if it's too much, that's going to be enough, because otherwise I've just moved my paper, so I don't want to have that any more than that. Then I'm just going to take these pieces up, because we don't want those pieces anymore, and I hope that it hasn't gone too much. If you're not very good at doing straight lines, which sometimes I'm not, you can do the torn paper, which is I've shown you several times. So we're not doing that, we're doing it straight on. I've got a little slight sort of kink on it. I might turn it that way up actually, so that's a little bit better. And then what we need to do is we're going to take the phases of the moon, and I haven't used this stamp yet, but we're going to take it out. It's a photopolymer, so it means you can see it easily. And I'm just going to get some blocks out. So I want a long thin block for this one. So let me just look in my case and find a long slim one. So that's going to work perfectly. So, and with it being long, little tip, always put it down first on your work surface and then put your block onto it so that you can then have the way it goes. Now we've got different sort of blobs of the planet on there, but I don't think it matters particularly which way you do it, whether you have them up or down, but we're just going to ink this across now. And as you ink it, you'll be able to see where the little sort of blobs are of the planet. So I'm going to have it so that they're, yes, like that. And then I'm just going to put this right down in as near to the center as I can. And just press that down. And pick it up. Oh, look at that. Love those. Absolutely love them. Think they're beautiful. And then we just need the sentiment, which is enjoy the phases of the moon. Let's see if I can find that. Is that it? Yes. Enjoy the new phases of life, which is rather nice. And as I say, work perfectly for a masculine card or somebody who doesn't like anything that's too overly fancy. So let's just get my Simply chamois out and just give that a clean up. Dry it off. And then I can put the sentiment in on there. Pop that back in the case. Just try and return things as I go. And again with this one, just let it relax down and then pick it up, and then you'll have it nice and straight. And then we're going to do this in the Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to put this literally straight down in on the center. Enjoy the new phases of life. I think that's lovely. You know, it could go for whatever card you want. Again, fairly simple. You can then back it on whatever colour you want. I'm going to, let me just have a quick look and see what I've got. I've got something that's a little bit brighter than the Misty Moonlight. So this is Pacific Point, but I think that picks it up beautifully. And just put that on there. And I think that just looks lovely. It's very simple, not complicated at all, but works perfectly for a masculine card, or a card, as I say, where you don't want to have anything that's too pretty. I think quite often we have, you know, we do lots of things with flowers and pretties and things, but I really love this sort of stamping. It is one of my favourites. So that's the first one. And then the second one we are going to do in the same colour, because I really like the Misty Moonlight for the planets. Rather than doing it in black, which is a bit dark, we're going to use the Earth. And let's take this one out. And again, it's going to be just a simple card. So let me find the block that I want for this one. I'll just take my block out. And we'll put this in on the block like that. And then we can look up. Now again, I tend to look at the outside of the block so you can see where the world comes. So you've got the world coming the right way up rather than being upside down. So the world from space. So it looks that way, does it? No, it comes like that. Okay, so we now know we need to stamp it that way. And as I say, that's why I tend to check things, because it's quite easy to stamp and go like, oh, I've got my world upside down. So that's the first one. This is the second one. And with this one, we're just going to, again, ink it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it this way. Because it's a large stamp, it's easier to ink it right the way across. And so I want it this way down, and I'm going to put it just about there. And because it's quite a large surface area, I'm just going to let it rest just for a second so that the ink gets a chance to absorb into all of the areas that we want. and then we should be able to just pick it up like that, and you've got your beautiful, that does look lovely, doesn't it? Really do like these things, particularly people that are interested in, you know, space and travel, and, you know, teenage boys and men. I think that they make just beautiful cards. Okay, so now we've got some stars and things. Do I want to put stars, or do I want what have we got? The planet. Love you to the moon and back. Always reach for the stars. More thanks than stars in the sky. Difficult to know what to put in there, because it's not really stars unless we had some stars. Now we could do, couldn't we? Let's add some, don't want the large stars. I think I'm going to go for the smaller stars. So we've got these ones, and we've got some that are even smaller than that. These ones. So I think they might work. And because I don't think the large ones will work, I don't want them to have, they'd be more like planets than stars, wouldn't they? So let me just take a little block, because we don't need a large one for this. That little one there, and then we can put this one down. I'm going to try them first, so let's just try it on a scrap and see what size they are. Oh, that's quite pretty actually, isn't it? So let's have just some sort of stars dotted about, maybe one there and one there, like that. And then these ones are a little bit bigger, aren't they? So let's have these ones. I'll check those ones out as well. They're quite cool, aren't they? So let's have those sort of like that. And like that. Don't know whether I want any more than that. Maybe I'd just take them off in on the corner like that, and maybe one that way, because they work better than the little ones actually. One down on there, and one like that. Yes, like that. Okay, then I can put the sentiment, which is always reach for the stars, or more thanks than stars in the sky. That would work, wouldn't it? Let's have that one, I think. So more thanks than stars in the sky. Because love you to the moon and back, you really need a moon in there, don't we? And we haven't got a moon, we've just got stars. So more thanks than stars in the sky. And as I say, I think that these, sometimes it's nice to have stamps that aren't, or stamp sets that aren't the norm. And I think it's going to be a little bit like Marmite. You'll either really love them, or you won't like them at all. And for me, I really like this sort of thing because, as I say, it is different. But I know that there's some that are going to be like, really like my flowers, and that's fine too. But I like a complete sort of eclectic mix of things. So let's put that in down there. More thanks than stars in the sky. So I think that's quite pretty. And then we just need, and because we've got stars, I want to add some twinklies on this. Let me have a look. And again, I don't want to put it on the misty moonlight as the background. I really want to have it with, as I say, the Pacific Point is really rather nice because it just adds an extra bit of pop in on there rather than having it in the darker colour that's too dark. And then with this one, I'm going to add some, let me have a look in here. I'm going to add some rhinestones because I think they look sort of twinkly in the sky. So let me just grab my rhinestones. Here we are. Okay, and I need my take your pick tool, which is just up on here. And I'm going to add some, because I'm not too keen on those tiny ones. I think the larger ones actually worked better. So we want the smaller twinklies. And we're going to put, we'll put right up in the centre of these. And then we'll put one in the centre of these ones. And then we'll have one, if I can pick it up. Oh, come on. There, it doesn't want to come up. You probably can't see me struggling on this one, but I've got this one which is just sort of stuck on there, and it just doesn't, it's sliding about, that's it. So do I want it over on this side or do I want it in on the, I think I'm going to have it over here like that. Okay, so you've got 3 little twinklies on there, and again, very simple, very straightforward, just straightforward stamping, and that's just got the little bit of the twinkles on there. So more thanks than stars in the sky, and enjoy this new phase of the moon. Sorry, enjoy this new phase of life. Which, as I say, you know, you could add a happy birthday or something like that to it, but makes very sort of simple, easy cards, but that work for masculine cards quite well as well. So hope you enjoyed that. As I say, there's quite a few other ones that we can use in there, and I will be doing other things with it as I think of them, because you've got the lovely moon and the stars, and I think we can sort of do some sort of glittery things and bits and pieces with that. So we're going to work a bit more on this stamp set, but it's a really good price point. It's only £16. And as I say, it's something that you will either use a lot or you won't. And for me, it's something I know I will use a lot, because I have quite a lot of men that I send cards to, and also people who are, as I say, keen on planets and stars and astrology and space and all of those sorts of things. So a slightly different card today, but hope you enjoyed it. As always, please stay safe and well, and please be kind. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.